Hi, I'm Rajesh Kumar. I'm here to introduce an exciting new learning app we at AI Tech Products have made for ACCA students in Guyana and the other 180 countries around the world where ACCA accounting exams are taken. While we intend to support all ACCA exams, from introductory right up to the professional exams, we have chosen to commence our entry into this academic market with the ACCA Diploma in Financial and Management Accounting, which includes 3 exams: Management Accounting, MA1, Financial Accounting, FA1, and Business and Technology, FBT. At this point, let me invite Dale Naughton, one of our ACCA students in Guyana, to explain how he is using this app to prepare for his exams. Dale, you have our attention.
Yeah, thanks, Rajesh. And let me show you how I use the ACCA Assistant app to conquer each of the exams in this diploma. Maybe we could look at MA1. Now, at the go, I could simply ask the AI to explain absorption costing for me in simple language, right? Because this is a subject I like to be explained to me in simple language. And I click the submit button, and then the app begins to work. What it's providing me now is a full lesson, much as I might get in the classroom, about absorption costing. Right? It would give me the simple explanation. Right? Maybe you could slow down this video to go through what this explanation involves. It's a multimedia app, so it also has images, and it also has videos, right, related to the subject I'm talking about. When I finished understanding that lesson, I could simply say, give me a CBE, computer-based exam, practice question on this topic. Right? And right away the AI is able to give me a practice question, MA1 practice question 1. You can slow down to read this for yourself. But the question was, using absorption costing, what is cost per unit? $3, $4, $5, or $5.50. I can work this out in my head or on a piece of notepad that I have nearby, and then select the correct answer and type it here and submit it to the AI. Or I could just click here for the explanation, right? And I get the explanation. So the app enables me to learn the subject as simply as I want it, right? I could say in simple language, in grade 6 language, in baby language, in adult language, however simply I want to understand any topic. Like in this case, I chose absorption costing. The app is able to explain it to me using both text, images, and video. And then it's able to immediately test my understanding. And I could ask 1 question, 10 questions, 50 questions. So how much I need to master the topic of absorption costing, I can ask. Then if I want to resume this conversation with the app, or look back at how I performed on questions related to absorption costing, I just click download chat. And I'm able to save it like, let's see, MA1 absorption costing, and I could save it with today's date, right? 30th.6. And so at another time to see how I did when I reviewed absorption costing, or to see interesting things I learned, I could upload back that chat which I just saved on absorption costing and take a second look at it. So in tutor mode, this is the next mode I use, where I can pick from which area of the MA1 syllabus I need some tutoring or instructions on. Alright, so I click tutor mode, and maybe I want to insert myself in cost classification because my practice test reveal I'm weak in this area. I could maybe say the AI would tell me which areas of the syllabus I could pick from, and I could pick cost classification. Alright, so whichever area I think I need some extra help in, I could just pick that. Classification. Right, and I click the submit button. And when I click that button, the app is able to now give me a lesson, just like if I'm sitting in class. So as opposed to me having to present myself at the class on a particular day, I now have the freedom with this app to administer lessons to myself in the comfort of my home at any time on any area of the syllabus that I need to be strong in to pass the exams. Alright, so maybe you could slow down the video and see how this mini lesson on class application in ACCA MA1 works. But the AI presents the lesson in text. It also gives you videos and images. So with this image here, I could simply, it says click and choose open image in new tab and ask the AI to explain this diagram, right? It's a diagram from the textbook. I could just copy it, go down here, paste it, and say explain this for me. Right? Those are the cost graphs. Right? And so when I do that, the AI is now able to give me a thorough explanation of what graph items and costs are, right? With both images and videos. Right? So, all right. Every item in the cost graph explained, both images and videos. Right? So I'm totally being able to master the topics in the syllabus that will be tested using this app. Right? And now when I want additional practice, I can click practice, which will bring up not just one, but 10 management accounting CBE practice tests. And being allowed to see correct answers and explanations from not just one but 10 tests means that there's not an area in the ACCA MA1 syllabus that I would not have seen how an exam question can come on it. So I'm more than prepared than I would be after I do just the 3 ACCA practice tests that they would have given me. I'm even more thoroughly prepared because at 50 questions per test, that means going through all of these exposes me to 500 questions. It's like if I did, so I will approach a forest management accounting test that I do with ACCA with the knowledge, experience of a person who did 10 of those tests before. So what are the chances that a person who did 10 of the same tests before, 10 of the same kind of tests before, what are the chances of beating and passing that force one that ACCA throws at them? is very high, very high, right? So high that we could say you cannot possibly fail the MA1 test if you did 10 of those tests before, which we're providing here in this app, right? And you click the test and you're able to go through all the 50 questions without any bugs, without any issues. You're able to go through a full 10 management accounting tests, right? What's the best described purpose of management accounting information? Test this management and decision making, right? So a beautiful thing about this is that, let me go back to the management accounting app, right? Let me show another beautiful thing I'm able to do with this app, Rajesh. Another thing I'm able to do is, like, if I'm going through, let's go back to test 1. If I'm going through the management accounting test, and let me go to question 16. What does a spreadsheet error $div over 0 indicate? Right. Say I picked this one here, right, which is incorrect, right? The correct answer was division by 0 or a blank denominator, right? So if I got this question here wrong on the practice test, that tells me that I need a lot more practice in the area of identifying Excel errors. So what would I do? What I would do is copy this question here. Well, that's you, Rajesh. What I do is copy this question here. Click copy, and then I go back to my app. Right? So this is how the app helps you with, even with practice tests. And I paste that question there, and I say, give me some more questions to practice, like this one, right? So basically I want practice questions that help me to understand and recognize Excel errors and identify them correctly, right? So what does the AI do? The AI generates, let me wait and see how much questions it generates along that line. Okay. The AI generates, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 practice questions, and even gives me a little lesson using an image of the Excel spreadsheet errors and even a video, right? So you going through the practice test with the AI next door, you're able to generate even more questions than you're getting in the practice test. That kind of compounding your ability to pass the exam, right? So what does the spreadsheet error .sign value indicate? Well, I can't remember what that indicates, right? Let me just click this one. This error occurs when a formula includes text instead of numeric value. Okay? So if ACCA real exam that I will face ask anything but .sign value, I just learned exactly what that indicates, right? Look at this. Which spreadsheet error is displayed when a formula refers to a deleted cell? Right, ref name num null. Can't remember. See, ref appears in a formula refers to the cell reference that is invalid, often because the reference cell has been deleted. So basically what I'm showing you, Rajesh, is that any question that I have trouble with going through the practice test, I'm able to carry that question over to the AI and generate 5, 10, 15, how much of that kind of question I think I need to do to be solid in the specific area that I'm weak on, right? And that's not necessarily something you get from the ACCA system, right? This kind of tutoring, preparation, study that is provided through the app is something that it's not really available to ACCA students in any of the 180 countries where ACCA exams are sat and taken. The level of and depth of preparation students get and practice that students get through these apps is not something that is available outside of this at the moment. And so I would encourage anybody who really wants to pass on the first try to contact AI Tech Products to register and use the ACCA Assistant app. Thanks, Rajesh.
Thanks, Dale. If you would like to achieve your ACCA Diploma in Financial and Management Accounting on your first try, get access to our app today.